Nim or Nimacree if you're feeling professional, and welcome to the YouTube video. Now today, we're going to discuss what's happening with tokens on the 21st of November, 2023, or approximately 2 days from the time of recording this video. Now, the token, some people love it, some people hate it, some people think it destroyed the game, some people think it saved the game. I personally think it's a fine solution to gold selling, because we've got to remember that prior to the token being implemented, there was gold selling chat all over. Now it's just selling runs, which is essentially gold buying for RMT or real money trading, via one more step. The important step, of course, is that Blizzard gets its cut. As we can see, the WoW token right now, the WoW token can be sold in the auction house for gold. You know, you can either redeem it for 30 days time. This token may not be traded or redeemed. It can only be listed for sale on the auction house. So this is how much I would get if I bought one now. Okay, simple enough, pretty easy. Here's the thing, though. As we go through here, let's click on this. Blizzard is restricting WoW token purchases on November 21st. So Blizzard has announced that players will no longer be allowed to purchase a WoW token from the auction house or in-game shop for gold if they have not spent real money to purchase and consume at least 30 days of game time since 2017. So I just out of curiosity here, let's see. So what expansion? XP expansion for WoW was in 2017. So I'm pretty sure that it's Legion. How? And I did that for effect. I know it's Legion because Legion came out in 2016. I know that it was Legion. So if you have not bought game time since Legion, this will affect you. That being said, if you haven't bought game time since Legion, you have grinded just a staggering amount of gold. An absolute phenomenal amount of gold and spent a lot of time. Perhaps it might have been easier for you to just pay for the sub, but some people stand on principle, so that's fine. And there is one other case that I want to mention later in the video as to why I think the token change is actually a little bad. So here we have from the actual thing here, the actual Blizzard saying, in order to preserve the integrity of the game and provide a better token market to players, with an update to World of Warcraft on Tuesday, November 21st, we will enable the following restrictions in this region. Players will no longer be able to purchase a WoW token from the auction house or in-game shop for gold if they have not spent real money to purchase and consume at least 30 days of game time, a time-limited license since 2017. This does not affect the consumption of existing WoW tokens. However, game time provided by the consumption of WoW token does not count towards the qualification to purchase a WoW token for gold. After November 21st, 2023, any player who cannot purchase a WoW token for gold in game will need to first purchase and consume at least 30 days of game time for real money. This can be done on any World of Warcraft account across that player's Battle.net account to qualify. So, why are they doing this? The cynic in me, and I'll be honest with you, the cynic in me at first was like, oh, they're doing this because they want to get money. And listen, I've played a lot of World of Warcraft. I believe I have a right to be a little cynical. But calming down, not drinking the outrage tea, I thought about it. I was like, okay, this is an anti-bot move. Because now it's more costly to run a botnet. Because if you get accounts banned, you can make all the characters you want, but the accounts banned, boom. Well, the margins on gold are now significantly lower because there is a way to buy the gold legitimately through Blizzard. And since now you'll have to actually pay with real money, then you have to go through so many more hoops. It's less profitable. It's much harder to do, and they're trying to cut down on people with botnets. Ultimately, I think that's a good thing because, again, I have a friend of mine, his name's Stricken, likes to make money on the auction house. I'm sure that there have been times, at least once, where he's been undercut by botted goods, and that's cheating. And I have no problem with that. I have no problem with this as it is right now. I have one caveat, one question that I want to throw out there, and it's, let's think about why would somebody potentially grind gold as opposed to paying $15 US or 13 whatever pounds or something euros in order to play World of Warcraft? And the answer is because there's no regional pricing except for, and we'll click here, except for Ukraine and Turkey. They have some reasonable regional pricing there. I honestly am not happy that it's only Ukraine and Turkey. Don't get me wrong. I'm not mad that Ukraine and Turkey have regional pricing. But let's take a look here. So let's go Brazil to USD conversion. Okay, so here we go. So let's do 15 United States dollars. 15 okay. So $15 is 72.77 real or real. I think it's real. Okay. So, so now that we did that, how much is the average wage in Brazil? The average wage is about 8,560 BRL, Brazilian real, or 1,738 USD a month. The average person earning about 1086 per hour USD per hour, salary plus benefits such as housing and transportation. Okay, so right there, that's the problem. Is that $15 is significantly more real than it is for an American. So I think that for countries with lower standards of living than America, there should be regional pricing or more poverty. I'm not trying to cast aspersions or judgment. What I'm trying to do is explain that it might be more economical for them to pay with gold and their off time rather than actual money because it's such an expense. Now, I'm fortunate enough to have a pretty decent job now in addition to the YouTube, right? And while the YouTube's not doing super great, it's doing better than it was. I'm not living off it, but, it's nice. The thing is, I'm a very, very small minority of people, right? I live a very frugal lifestyle, and, as you can see, the height of high fashion right here. And I've been doing this for a while. I've been an engineer for a while. Not everybody is in that boat. So I'm a fan of regional pricing. I think it would be good, and I think it would be equitable, and I think it would eliminate systemic barriers that may occur when it comes to having to buy a token. Now, granted, that being said, it is only one time, and if it stays that way, okay, that's less egregious, but what if it comes to one time per release? I don't think it will, because 2017 is a long time ago since we had the Middle of Legion, then BFA, then Shadowlands, Dragonflight, and now we're a year out from the War Within. So honestly, I don't think that if they do it once every 10 years, okay, that's fine, but I don't think that this is a move purely out of greed. Though people with exchange rates not in their favor economically in this sense will suffer a bit, and I think that should be addressed and solved. Honestly, guys, when it comes to this, I like World of Warcraft, and I hope that they decide to go in a different direction, or if they keep this, do some type of regional pricing, or maybe if you have an account from pre-2017, if it's still there, it's like you've bought, if that can count for you to be able to buy a token if you want to, because you've already paid. Because before there was the token, how did you get playtime? You either used a card, which I wonder if that counts for game time, which I think it says consume. If I remember, if we look here, it says, you have this 30 days of game time for real money. So I would assume that would count, because in order to get that time code, you got to pay for it. Now, people may take other things in exchange for that, and that's a different topic. I'm not going to get into that, but ultimately, it is a cash equivalent in that sense. So I think that this is a good change by and large. It can help combat bots. It can help combat, auction house things. It can maybe create a more equitable playing field, except in the one instance where the exchange rate is not in the favor of the country where the service is provided. Then it is strongly anti-consumer. Now, it may only be once, and, to quote was Ebenezer Scrooge, once a year is a fine opportunity, or a fine excuse to pick a man's pocket. There we go. I apologize. I haven't read Charles Dickens in a long time. But that being said, if it's only once, and it's guaranteed it's only once, that's a different story. It's fine. But what do you guys think? Is this a good change? Is this a bad change? I happen to think it's a pretty good change, and it'll ultimately cut down on bots. Obviously, you heard my caveats. Let me know in the comments below. And of course, the channel is growing, and thank you for everyone who decided to watch this far. Hopefully, you enjoyed the video. I like to make more positive stuff, so I try to put a spin on it, but this one did have at least one very clear downside. So hopefully, you enjoyed the video. And if you did, feel free to, check out some other stuff. Until then, may the mount your farming drop on the first kill, and I'll see you in the next video.